Hello, everybody. I am Ren Michaelis, and I have been watching this anime called Record of the Grand Crest War. And Record of the Grand Crest War is very interesting. I'll be focusing on episodes 8 and 9 because it makes me think about the problems with social justice and progressivism. So, in episode 8, by the way, it would include spoilers, so spoiler alerts. So on episode 8, there's this guy who's all like, I believe we should continue peace talks with the Alliance. And somebody was like, hey, the Alliance wants to go to war with us. They hate us. But somebody's like, no, we must continue peace talks with the Alliance. And sure enough, the other guy was right. The Alliance wanted to go to war. So they rejected their talks of peace. And not only that, but they did unethical things to kill off their allies. And another guy, like Milsa thought like, well, you guys, like have no ambition, so I'm gonna switch over to the Alliance because being in a union isn't worth it anymore. And I am thinking that this diluted way of thinking reminds me of progressivism and social justice, as well as I got through watching Paul Joseph Watson. Now, I don't really I'm not an avid viewer of Paul Joseph Watson. I watch videos that are recommended on my timeline, like this Paul Joseph Watson video was recommended by BitChutes, and I like BitChutes so much that I gave Paul Joseph Watson a view, and he was talking about how Paris is an asshole. And I did go through the comments, like I did switch to YouTube so I could go through all of the comments because I know that there are going to be people on the left that are like, oh, Paul Joseph Watson is a liar. He can't be trusted. So I went to his YouTube channel and I read through the comments, and there were people who were like, yeah, I'm French, and I could tell you that Paul Joseph Watson described what's going on in France accurately. So I did check the comment section. And Paul Joseph Watson is correct. Paris is an asshole now. And Paris was kind of like, yeah, let's have all of these people here, to enrich the country. You're going to culturally enrich the country. And so, like, tourism goes down. Like, the Chinese are like, well, we don't want to visit here anymore. The Japanese are like, hey, we don't want to visit here anymore either. Because in the end, good fences make good neighbors, That's what I strongly believe in. I believe that good fences make good neighbors. And when it comes to civic nationalism, we just want people to integrate. And the left does this weird thing where they conflate civic nationalism with white nationalism or ethno-nationalism, but at the exact same time, they would get really, really angry if you confuse intersectional feminism with gender-critical feminism. They're like, if you were to call each and every single last feminist a TERF, without exception, the people who are intersectional feminists would be like, actually, I'm an intersectional feminist. Please learn the difference between intersectional feminism and being a TERF. Thank you. Well, please learn the difference between a civic nationalist and an ethno-nationalist. A civic nationalist doesn't care about race. I fully believe in a multiracial society. I grew up in a multiracial society. I just don't believe in a multicultural society. Multiracial and multicultural is not the exact same thing. There is a difference between multiracialism and multiculturalism. You can be a Black person and a proud American citizen. However, different cultures wouldn't necessarily work. Like a person who wants your country to be like their homeland, a person who has zero interest in integrating or assimilating, a person who has no interest in assimilating, a person who wants your country to be just like their country that they're escaping, those economic migrants. Well, good fences make good neighbors. It's like we just want to know which type of people are coming here. And I think I know why millennials think this way. I believe that the reason millennials think this way is because of propaganda. Now, when I was young, there was this propaganda song. It comes with its good and its bad. It's like this land is your land, this land is my land, this land was made for you and me. And I think that the purpose of the song was that America is a white majority country, and yet black people live here. Black people could go nowhere else. And, there are people who lived in America all their lives. America's what we're used to, where we're comfortable with. And I think that the song was meant to, help ease racial tensions, because, segregation wasn't all that long ago. So I believe that the song was to help with integration. Like, hey, like, this land is your land. This land is my land. This land was made for you and me. And I think what happened is that the propaganda got extended to like open borders. Like, yeah, like people believe that. I think what happens is that people believe that they could have open borders, but everything would remain exactly the same. And I believe that that's what people believe in. Like, we are going to have open borders, we're going to allow everybody in, and everything is going to remain exactly the same. In Paris, it goes from being a huge tourist attraction, it goes from being the city of lights. Everybody wanted to go to Paris. Oscar Wilde talked about Paris. He says, when a good American dies, she goes to Paris. Paris was looked up like this great, wonderful, amazing area. Now people are like, I don't want to go to Paris anymore. Tourism has dropped. People, the Chinese don't want to go to Paris. The Japanese don't want to go to Paris. I don't want to go to anywhere in Europe, to be honest. I wouldn't visit, England. I wouldn't visit the Scandinavian countries. I wouldn't visit anywhere in Europe, because why bother? It's no longer as great as it used to be, and I believe that, different races could contribute to this place. Like, there are going to be great people from Nigeria. There are going to be great people from Jamaica. There's going to be great people from China, Japan, that would make really great, fine Americans. I don't care about the skin color, but it's all about assimilation, where you are just a good addition to the country, and that you have a positive contribution to the country. That's all it is, And I think that the record of the Grand Crest War just did a good, job emphasizing how silly these ideas are. It's like you just, like this guy was so caught up on wanting, peace with the alliance that so many people from the Union died. People who would have otherwise been alive, because the leader of the alliance is bloodthirsty. She's a bloodthirsty maniac who would kill innocent people in the heartbeats. Nobody's going to love your countrymen like you are. And that has been the history of the world. I mean, I would read, The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. I would read War by Robert Greene. And all of these people would say, hey, nobody's going to love your countrymen and your country like you do. So in the end, you just have these enclaves of people who just, care about enriching your country by making it just like their original homeland that they were escaping from. So France is no longer worth visiting anymore. And personally, I wouldn't even step foot in England. England seems like a hellhole to me. And I wouldn't even dream of stepping foot on England soil. It's like, no, no way. And that's all I have to say. Feel free to agree or disagree. If you disagree, that's fine by me. If you agree, that's fine. But if you like my content, I make a new video every single Thursday, and I don't have time to make videos like I used to because I just don't have time. So now I'm doing one continuous shot. So I'm gonna leave all the flaws here. I made some mistakes, but I'm just gonna leave all the mistakes in one continuous shots, new video every Thursday. So if you like me, then I'll see you next Thursday. And if you do like this video, be sure to share this around everywhere and be sure to comment. And if you don't like this video, please leave a comment expressing why. This has been Remy Kailis. Bye bye.